Hello and welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and a special thank you to every single one of you who has become a subscriber on Substack, Patreon, here on YouTube, or who has otherwise supported my work. I want you to know that I appreciate every single one of you. We rarely discuss US-Mexico trade relations here because, for the most part, things have been quite uneventful, but that might soon change, and if it does, it can potentially have an impact on the US economy. Despite a few diplomatic setbacks and some exposure to the Trump administration's global tariff campaigns, Mexico has managed to avoid the kind of all-out confrontation that many had anticipated. It managed to navigate it better than Canada. This surprising stability is largely the result of pragmatic cooperation on security issues, particularly on immigration and on organized crime, and Mexico's very careful balancing act under President Claudia Sheinbaum. However, that relative calm may not last much longer. The upcoming review of the US-Mexico-Canada agreement is shaping up to be a pivotal moment that could bring long-simmering economic tensions to the surface. This review is scheduled for October the 4th. It is coming up, and this is not going to be a routine check-in. It effectively opens the door to a new round of renegotiations on an agreement that was itself the result of a continuous reworking of NAFTA back in 2019. So what's at stake? Well, the United States and Mexico have made truly remarkable progress in dealing with security and economic issues separately from trade challenges. The lines between those topics are starting to blur. Recent moves by the United States to prioritize supply chain security, to tighten rules in trade, and offer tariff breaks to wealthy nations like Japan and South Korea, those things are raising alarm bells in Mexico. Mexico is concerned, and rightfully so. Secretary of State Marco Rubio recently praised the unprecedented level of security cooperation between the two nations. He pointed to Mexico's extradition of more than 50 alleged drug traffickers in August. But even as this cooperation strengthens, economic disagreements are actually gaining steam. President Sheinbaum's strategic diplomacy has helped delay some of the harsher economic penalties, such as the 30% tariffs that are suspended for 90 days, but this is a temporary reprieve. By contrast, Canada was hit immediately with 35% tariffs, as you know, and Brazil, where political ties are weaker, is now facing a 50% tariff. So Mexico might be next on Trump's chopping block. The United States has been rapidly deploying tariffs in its economic battles with countries like India and China. The flood of activity has left very little room for focusing attention on Mexico, even though it remains America's largest trading partner with over $840 billion in bilateral trade last year. But the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement review may change that. New U.S. trade policies are already altering the rules of the game. Tariffs on non-compliant products have actually jumped from 2.5% to 25%. A complicated rebate mechanism for auto parts imported from Mexico is now expiring in just 2 years. So these policies appear to be designed to pull industrial production back within U.S. borders and away from Mexico. For Mexico, of course, this would be a substantial hit economically, especially if the United States finalizes trade deals with the EU, Japan, and South Korea, and would then offer them lower tariffs than it does to Mexico and to Canada, to its neighboring countries. And so the consequences could be far-reaching, and it could end the idea of free trade in North America for the foreseeable future, which would hurt millions of consumers. U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent fantasized about building a fortress North America, and Rubio's recent remarks about an America First policy seem to echo that vision. So when the review begins, many issues will likely surface. Adding complexity to this already tense picture is Mexico's changing posture toward China. Despite China being its second largest supplier of goods, Mexico has aligned itself more closely with the United States, with the U.S. economic priorities when Trump returned to office. So after flirting with a possible partnership to build an EV plant for China's BYD, Mexico has now announced sweeping new tariffs up to 50% on nearly 1,500 product categories from China and other Asian countries. It's clear that this move isn't just economic, it is symbolic, it is very political. It signals that Mexico is willing to prioritize its relationship with the United States, even if that means distancing itself from China. While the measure is framed as protecting domestic industry in Mexico, it's also a political move. As former Ambassador Jorge Gallardo noted, Mexico's actions mirror U.S. trade policies right down to the style of the documents, and this mirroring may not be accidental.
Contra un país tenemos muy buena relación con China y queremos seguir teniendo muy buena relación con ellos. Entonces, no son contra un país en particular, ni mucho menos. Son decisiones que tomamos para todos aquellos países con los que no tenemos acuerdo comercial, de libre comercio. Entonces, no estamos violando, digamos, ninguna norma internacional. Y hay muchos países en esta condición.
By adopting a more protectionist stance, Mexico is aligning itself with U.S. concerns about cheap imports, about security risks, and unfair competition. That could be a major asset as Mexico heads into the US-Mexico-Canada review. Still, risks do remain as Mexico's manufacturing sector is weakening and its trade deficit with China is now truly massive, 17-1. If the United States refuses to seriously engage with Mexico, as Trump might, nobody knows what he will do, the next round of trade talks could undo years of cooperation, of trade cooperation, of economic cooperation agreements, and may possibly result in higher tariffs, which means higher prices for U.S. consumers on imported goods from Mexico. The stakes are clearly very high. What's at issue is not just tariff rates or supply chains, but the future of North American economic integration. The calm in U.S.-Mexico relations has been unexpected, but with agreement review looming with it coming up, the storm may just be on the horizon now. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting. Consider sharing it with your network and subscribe on YouTube. I would love to have you back for my next video. And for more content, I would love to see you on my alternative social media channels, especially on Substack and Patreon. I would love to see you there. Make sure that you are subscribed, following the links in the video description below. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you back here soon. Take care.